Hey guys, Dave with Moneyology here. Hope everyone is having a great day. Today's February 19th, 2020. And this is a solar watch list where we take a look at the sector from a weekly perspective for us premium members. So starting with the TAN ETF solar has been absolutely on fire ever since we broke out of this particular area, this neckline of a long-term rounded bottom. You could look at it this way, or you can look at it as a rounded bottom this way with a kind of cup and handle, bullish flag breakout. But bottom line is this 27 area was a clear neckline. When we initially broke out, that move was great. Then we back tested it successfully, and this is a parabolic kind of fifth wave, if you will, that you typically see kind of blow off tops. Now I can't say for sure whether this is going to stall at that 46 level or eventually go higher, but I can say with a high degree of probability that this is going to be a very significant point of resistance. So if you've been riding this from 27 all the way up here, this is where I would start looking to take my final tranche of profits and let someone else kind of ride it thereafter if it does go higher. But that's kind of how I see it right now. So let's go through some of the underlying equities in this particular ETF. So starting with Amptek Systems, I'm just gonna rush through these that aren't showing anything right now. This one was breaking out here. It was doing quite well. Really nice positive divergence, breaking out to new highs, and then released earnings and really broke down right now. So I think that this is a sell, not a buy at this point. Looks like it's just struggling back to the 50 and likely rolls over to new lows. So this is not one to own at this point. Etienne International. So this one is interesting because it's basing here from 54 to 66, but momentum is substantially broken out already. So I think that this is going to break out above 66 relatively soon. That's your trigger to go long, and I think this might go as high as 88 just based on this chart alone. So this could be a good opportunity to buy an option or a basically a trigger long around 66 with a stop loss right below, I would say maybe 64, and then see how far this trend takes you. Azure Power Global, this is a beautiful breakout here taking place. Yeah, this basing pattern here for quite some time finally broke out, back tested via bullish descending triangle here. We broke out, and that's why you have this massive pattern right now. It's now above the 69 level, and I think it's on its way towards 16. And then we'll have to revisit this thereafter. But this is a really good looking chart right now. Canadian Solar. So this one looks to be on the verge of a triple top breakout, and if this is confirmed above 27, I think this can run much higher, perhaps all the way towards 41. So yes, there is some slight negative divergence, but I think this is just getting started on this last leg of the breakout. Decco New Energy Corp, another one that's breaking out to all-time highs right now. That's a really good sign for the sector. And right now, for me, I'd be putting a stop loss basically below 72 and seeing how fast and how far this rides. A lot of folks have been asking me, what are targets? Without doing due diligence, it's really hard to make targets when a stock's making new highs. What I recommend is rather than having targets, I recommend just having a moving stop loss that you adjust it periodically to the upside, and so you can capture and control your gains. Here's why. So Enphase Energy, this is an all-time high. It broke out. There's some negative divergence here, so it needs to continue moving to break out of this momentum divergence. Bottom line is this is a gorgeous looking chart, and it looks to be going much higher. So I would put a stop loss. I mean, right now it's hard to do because it's 35 is substantially lower here, but should it consolidate a little bit, I would put a stop loss at that 13-week EMA. Right now it's at 35. I think over the course of the next couple of weeks, that'll adjust itself to the upside. I would not chase at this point, but if I own it here and I bought it around the 35 level, that would be my stop loss. I think it's going to go much higher, but again, it's hard to say at this point what the target is. For solar, so this has been hit a little bit over the last couple of weeks, but now it's a bullish flag that looks to be on the verge of a breakout. Momentum has already broken out. So my first price target is 75, followed by a move towards 83. The MACDs are looking strong right now, back above zero. So First Solar is an interesting candidate right now. Hannon Armstrong Sustainable Infrastructure Capital. Maybe they should have added an entire paragraph to their name as well. But it's a beautiful looking chart with a very clearly defined uptrend that appears to be doing nothing but going higher and higher. And I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Next on the list is Just Energy Group. This is a breakdown chart. There's really nothing to see here at this point in time. Jinko Solar Holding. Sorry for the distraction. My daughter was just sleepwalking here. So Jinko Solar it's a bit of a messy chart, but here's that 30 area, which is a very clearly defined neckline. If this breaks to the upside, I think this is going to be making a strong run over the next coming weeks ahead. So as solar gets into that parabolic phase, I think that this can make another 10-20% move to the upside very easily. Macquarie Infrastructure. This is one of my favorite charts because of how clean it is. You've got this consolidation period that just broke out of, and you've got the well-defined stop loss at the 13 EMA around 44. I think this is going to be well on its way towards 52 here, which is where it last broke down, and possibly going much higher. So I really like the look of this chart. The one thing I'll point out is the MACDs are kind of going lower, but I think that's one of these moves that's probably going to happen. So after a period of consolidation, now it seems to be ready to go. NextEra Energy Partners. This is another one that's breaking out to the upside. Beautiful move after a multi-year consolidation. So you got the rounded bottom consolidation here, and then breakout. But you've got the moving averages 1326 serving as support. So for me, this is a long until these two moving averages are breached to the downside. Ormat Technologies, another one that looks really good following its last breakout after a nice consolidation. You've got the momentum well above 69, and I think it's going much higher. Stop loss here is below 80, and you've got substantial upside potential still. Pattern Energy Group. This is a beautiful chart right now. It's consolidating here between 26 and 27 for the last many months, and now it finally broke out to the upside, back above the 69 level. MACDs are curling to the upside. So this is a great looking chart right now with a stop loss just under 27. I think this is a very nice risk reward opportunity. Sunrun breaking out here right now is a great risk reward above 21, and I think it can go higher. I don't know what the targets are, but I know what the stop loss would be around that 18-19 area right now is a good risk reward entry point. Solar Edge Technologies, another one that's breaking out to new highs, and again, if you've seen the previous videos, we've been very bullish on these names, and they've done really well for us and many of our subscribers who followed suit. Right now, you've got the 13 EMA around 102. That would be my stop loss at this point, with potential much higher upside. Frankly, you can even put 113 as a stop loss. That's the previous breakout point. Sky Solar Holdings. So this is one that hasn't broken out yet. So clearly on the weaker end of the fundamental picture, but a rising tide lifts all boats. And this is a rounded bottom that's been consolidating with very strong positive divergence. As a short-term trade, this is very interesting. I could see this pop all the way to $4 upon a breakout above 2. So keep an eye on this one very closely. Renasol, this one has been consolidating for quite some time in a downtrend, finally broke out to the upside, and I think it's targeting 2 right now, and then potentially all the way back towards that 380 area. SPI Energy, not looking good. I don't see anything here worth owning at this point. Much better plays in the sector, as we've pointed out. Power Corp. So this one, after a pretty nasty pullback here, after negative divergence, double top with lower momentum is what I mean by that. And this looks to be ready for a breakout above 12. If that breaks 12, this would be a very strong buy trigger with these price targets ahead. So I really like the look of this chart. I won't go long yet, but above 12, that's a very strong indicator to go long. Sunworks breaking down looks really bad, probably on the verge of bankruptcy just based on the look of this chart. Terraform Power, this one is breaking out and looks really, really strong. I think it's on its way towards 30, and so it's got some substantial upside ahead with a stop loss below 18. I like the risk reward at this point. Vivint Solar, beautiful breakout, very clean breakout above 1050. I mean, technical analysis just doesn't get better and cleaner than this. This is likely headed all the way towards 16 and much higher thereafter. So, looking at the underlying charts, I mean, this is a sector that doesn't look like it's looking to correct anytime soon. Here's another one, Vivo Power International. If this can break 175, this is where we get interesting. But I think it's probably going to make a run for that area relatively soon. So that's it. There are probably some other names that we haven't covered. Let us know if you'd like us to cover one or two more names. But bottom line is, I think we're nearing a short-term top in the sector. But I still think there are several names that we covered that have 10 to 30% to 50% upside, depending on how far the solar sector is going to run. So that's it. Let me know what you think. Have a great week. And by the way, I'm going to try to cover a palladium focused video later on in the week. We'll see what happens. Take care.